GPT-4 can now understand and generate longer text. With that in mind, let's see how long it will take us to generate a 5,000 word blog post using the new GPT-4 model. The first prompt that I'll be using will be to generate an outline. So for this prompt, I asked the model to create an in-depth and comprehensive blog post outline for a blog post about the best credit cards for businesses. And I also mentioned that the blog post will be 5,000 words just to see if that will help in generating a more comprehensive outline. Okay, so here's the outline in which we got back, and as you can see, it's very comprehensive. It's a pretty long outline, and it has a lot of different information regarding the topic that we chose. So we have an intro, we have the benefits of business credit cards, factors to consider when choosing a business credit card, top business credit cards, detailed review of top business credit cards, how to apply for business credit cards, tips on managing business credit card tips for managing business credit card expenses. Frequently asked questions. This is a nice touch. We didn't have to ask it explicitly for them to include a FAQ section. It implicitly included that, so that's a really nice touch. And then we have a conclusion and additional resources and references. So as you can see, this is a very comprehensive outline. And in my experience, this is a better outline compared to the previous GPT 3.5 models, because we are able to get a lot more information, a lot more relevant information, and you're really able to write an in-depth blog post that really answers the questions about this specific topic, which is the best credit cards for businesses. So now let's go ahead and copy this outline. And we're going to tell the AI to write us a blog post using this outline. Okay, so using this blog post outline, write a 5,000 word in-depth blog post article on the topic best credit cards for businesses. And below that, I've entered the title and the intro that we just generated using GPT-4. So let's go ahead and run this input and see if we're able to get a 5,000 word blog post. Okay, so the blog post has stopped writing here, and that's probably because the content is just very long. So ChatGPT doesn't really continue the content if it's too long. So right now, I think we're able to write. Let's see how many words we have right now, just so that we can kind of understand when it stops. So that took a little bit of time, and that's the only drawback right now. And that is that the content does take a little bit long to generate using GPT-4. The content is a little bit slower compared to the turbo mode, but if it stops, just go ahead and click continue, and you should be able to pick up from where you left off. Okay, so E, which is foreign transaction fees, as you can see, it is now talking about that specific section. So about 600 words, and that was kind of the same for the first section as well. So after 600 words, it kind of stops writing, but again, you can just tell it to continue. So we're gonna have to just continue the same process for it to just continually give us outputs, and then at the end I'll be able to see if we're able to hit that 5,000 word mark. Okay, so we're about 1,600 words, and that's usually the ballpark in which you would be able to generate content using ChatGPT, like right off the bat, with just kind of a one-shot prompt. Now, if you like to go ahead and just get more content, there's a couple of ways in which you can do so. So the first thing that you can do is you can copy all of your content onto a separate notepad, so that you're keeping track of everything. Then what you can do with ChatGPT, you can just go ahead and tell it to expand on any one of these specific sections. So as you can see here, ChatGPT has went ahead and numbered each section. So for instance, if I wanted to expand on section number 2, I can then tell it to expand on section number 2 of this blog post outline, or I can copy that outline and tell it to do so. So I'm just going to tell it to expand on I've asked it to expand on section number 2, which is the benefits of business credit cards. And as you can see, it's expanding right now. And if you just compare this, even though it's not completed as yet, this is number 2. And if we compare that to what it wrote, you can see right away for the separate sections B, C, D, E, and F, those are only a couple of sentences. When you have, if you compare that to the expanded section, you have a lot more content within the expanded benefits section. So if you need to generate more content, you can just do that for every single one of your section. And the reason why this method works well is because you're generating the content first using the outline, so there's a nice flow and everything sort of makes sense. So when it's time for you to expand it, the AI already has enough context, so it's able to then keep the context within those specific sections. So this section is now completed. Let's do a quick test and see the amount of words that are here. So this looks like it's about 600 words, so 491 words. And the original content was about 217 words. So you can definitely go ahead and use this method to get more content. And then once you generate more content, you can just go ahead and replace that within that section. If you continue to do that, you should be able to hit 5,000 words or whatever amount you really want to using this method and using the new GPT-4 model. So now let's go ahead and do the same thing for section number 3. So it's figure it out that number 3 talks about the factors to consider when choosing a business credit card. And as you can see, it is expanding that section as well. So for number 3, the word count is about 269 words. And the new expanded section is about 500 words. So again, you get a lot more content just by using this method. And let's just do a quick count of the content in which we have generated here. So right now we're at 2,265 words, but if we expanded every single section that we had, we could easily write a 4,000 or 5,000 word blog post using this method. So now let's go ahead and actually copy this content into a AI detection tool to see how much of this content is detected by AI. To check the AI detection, we'll be using originality.ai. So let's go ahead and scan this. And as we can see here, it's 98% original and only 2% written by the AI. And this is pretty crazy because we really didn't change anything, right? All we did was copy the content over from ChatGPT and pasted it into this AI detector. And this is a pretty big difference compared to GPT 3.5 because every time you generated content using ChatGPT, usually it would be a high AI detection score, but even without adding any prompts, we have content here that passes AI detection pretty easily. So that is a really amazing addition by GPT-4 within this model. You don't have to worry about prompting or adding in very comprehensive prompts for it to be able to pass these AI detection tools. So there you go. That's how you can generate a 2,500 word blog post using the new GPT-4 model in ChatGPT. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you'd like me to do any specific testing with the new GPT-4 model. It's pretty new and exciting and I really like it. I think it's much better compared to all of the other models and I'm looking forward to continually using it and finding new use cases. As always, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also one more thing that I noticed within this blog post is that we had additional resources and references. So the AI actually went out and listed reputable websites or articles and tools to help readers make more informed decisions. And it's went out and linked to external websites that's related to this blog post topic. So this is again something that wasn't implicitly available in the older AI models, but it is included in GPT-4. So that tells me that it's taking the topic that you're trying to write about and then going out and finding relevant sources on the internet and adding that within your articles. So this is a really cool addition. You can add external links very easily into your articles just by having a prompt or just in this case, we didn't even have to ask it to do it. It just did it on its own. So that's a nice feature and a nice touch if you want to add some external links into your articles. If you've learned something new, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Until next time, stay well.